What is up, everybody? I am back again. This is my back-to-back show here on Saturday, as I was just live with Roger for my Comic Collector Origins show. So appreciate anybody who's catching us now live again or catching the replay. But I'm with Victoria here. Read Across the Stars. What's going on, Vic?
No, I just rolled out of bed for this, so you know.
Yeah, it's right. It's Sunday morning for you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So
Nice.
good. It's good. I'm just posting on Instagram, so.
Oh, nice.
They know we're live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anybody watching, well, first make sure that you are subbed up to Victoria. I put V's information in the description below. We do this show about every other week, and we go back and forth on each other's channels. So, the next time that we'll have, we might have to reschedule the one in 2 weeks from now, but we'll figure out those details. But either way, that next show will be on Victoria's channel. So make sure you guys are subbed up to her channel, and I also put your Instagram link down there as well. So,
Yay.
And then, so we're talking about Rat Queen today. This is, there you go. I love that, man. You've been killing it with the hardcovers.
Yeah, it's a problem. Like, look at the hardcover shelf is getting very full. So
yeah. They definitely add up, but they look very nice, and I love the covers.
Yeah, I think this is so cool. I'm like, ooh, it's very shiny.
So I wanted to say a quick hello in the chat. We have 4 people hanging out with us right now. So before we dive into the book itself, let's see. We had Eric Rigsby hanging out with us here. He said the first 2 volumes are really good. Volume 3 is where it dropped off and they lost me. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I definitely enjoyed this first volume, so that is a plus. But there are definitely some details that I want to get into with this, and some things that have to do with the creators and so on and so forth. So we will talk a little bit about that as well. But Eric, I appreciate the feedback for sure. Thanks for hanging out with us. We also have Brandon Comics Kings, who I saw you guys were hanging out live last night for a bit on your channel. Yes. So good stuff there. You're showing off some of the hardcovers, the naked hardcovers, the
oh god
artwork there. Yeah, they're always good. But that was cool. I got to catch the replay on some of it, but good stuff. Yeah. We got Alan, my man Alan is back. He was just at my last show. So Alan, thanks for taking some time to swing back around to the channel for show number 2 for today, for me anyways. Show number 2. Brandon, thank you. I appreciate that, man. I do get that I'm beautiful. I'll take it. We got Sydney's art.
Hey.
Hello. Welcome. Guys, if you are new, make sure you sub up to or make sure you hit the subscribe button, and also hit that little thumbs up on your way out as well. Appreciate you guys. We got Louis Logix, who's also was just here earlier today. So what's going on? He goes, my guy's staying busy. Yeah, exactly. It's a beautiful day too. I was out earlier, got to see some sun and just be outdoors a little bit, so it was nice. Yeah, Justin V is rubbing off on you. Yeah, I'm getting some of the beautifulness. Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, so first of all, let me hold that up because I want to. I'll bring you up here. Hold that hardcover up. That is a really nice, shiny hardcover of volume 1 right there. Does it have any back art or any art on the back?
Nah, it's nothing on the back. So.
Nice. Still very clean, slick look.
Exactly.
We got PJ King with us. What's going on, PJ? And we got Cookie. Just a little podcast. What's going on, brother? Good to see you.
Appreciate you guys coming papers are very cool though as well.
Yeah,
which is very nice.
Very nice indeed. So I did put together a little bit of a slide for us. I
did not contribute to.
No, it's okay. I was gonna say if you have anything, you can just show it in the book. That works. Just a couple slides though that we can kind of flip through. I did really enjoy a lot. We'll get into all the details. I wanted to, I guess we'll hit everything along the way. So let me ask you first and foremost, what was your overall opinion of this first trade? What would you grade it, and what were your initial thoughts?
I actually felt a little bit let down, and I think I feel this way quite often with a book that is written with female protagonists, but it's written through the male gaze. So I thought the ideas were really cool, like the premise was really cool, the art was really cool, but I don't quite know what it was. It just like fell flat for me, and I was just kind of like So, like, out of 5, I would still give it a 3. Like, I would still recommend it to people who like this sort of thing, but maybe are like a male viewer. So, like, the male gaze thing isn't going to be like jarring for them.
Sure.
So, like, someone like you would probably enjoy it more than me potentially. I don't know. We'll have to get to your thoughts in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I was a little bit let down. I will read the 2 because I've got 2 hardcovers. I will read them. Atlas is let down too. Apparently, she started whining, so she's letting us know that she also was not a fan.
A little let down.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let her out. Hold on.
Yeah, no problem. I see Brandon here. Says, Justin is the storm. No, the storm slide is not in the slideshow. Brandon, sorry, man. No, I think you make all fair points, and I ultimately feel that I would give this like a. I mean, if we're doing out of 5, I don't know if you can do half stars, but I would say like a 3.5. Okay, yeah, like maybe like a 3.5 out of 5. I don't know if I would continue reading on. I mean, I guess I obviously like if this was coming out individually right now and I was just buying the issues, I would probably take it off my pull list after this. But I do think it has some legs. It definitely, I don't know. It also might, to be fair, might not be for me, this type of world, that the world building that's involved. You know, a lot of it does just jump in and you kind of don't know where you're at, or you just, I mean, I guess you don't fully need to necessarily, but just understand that it's a magical world and there are goblins and ghouls and all types of, you know, different possibilities, I guess you can say, you know, anything could really happen in this. So I did enjoy it. I did enjoy this read. I wouldn't say it was bad. I was entertained throughout. That's Louis says that's why real representation matters.
Own voices representation is super important, definitely.
So I didn't do much research on the actual writers or the creators up until recently. Somebody had mentioned something to me in messages, and I just wanted to kind of point something out with the artwork or the artist, I guess. And you're familiar with where I'm going with this. Dan
did tell me as well, and I was like, because I knew something had happened with the book, but I had never looked into it.
So the guy's name's Church Up, I think, or something. Church Up. I was just reading it before. Oh yeah, you have it there,
right? Rock Up
Church. I switched the
Church.
So he had some domestic violence disputes where he was arrested, and this is why he got off the book. This was like 20, I don't know when this was, 2015, 2014. But that's where he initially got off the book. Which again, I didn't realize anything. I did like the artwork in here. But you know, I certainly don't support anything of what he had done. Which is, it's unfortunate, but so I wanted to highlight that as something, as again, as I was reading this at first, had no idea, just went into it, you know, just diving into the story and took everything for what it was. It definitely put a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth after, you know, hearing a little bit about that. And I know it's probably a much bigger topic to discuss in terms of, you know, when do you separate the art from the artist type of thing? And I know others in the community have talked about it before. But you know, for today's, go ahead. What?
Sorry, I was just thinking it was interesting that we were reading this, and I also just read that issue of Detective Comics where domestic violence is actually addressed in the backup story with Huntress. And so I thought that was actually really jarring. I was like, oh God.
Oh man.
Ooh, because that little backup story is really powerful. So
in the new stuff, in the current.
I think it's issue 1035, I think.
Okay.
It's really powerful. Like, I would recommend just picking up that book just to flick through that little backup story, because it's an important message, for sure. Especially in the pandemic, it's very important.
Simmy's Art says Rat Queen is on my list to read. I do think that this is worth exploring. I definitely think for anybody, and again, if you're a fan of this type of what's the word I'm thinking of, like
fantasy, like
Yeah,
fantastical.
right. Like that type of world building. I think it's even, it can hit home even more so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of start with that and just kind of, point out some things. And like I said, I did not realize that when I was first reading into it. So which I guess, I mean, it kind of allowed me to really dive into the story and everything itself. But like I said, it definitely put a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth afterwards.
Definitely.
But let's get into this then. Let's open this up here. Got a little slideshow for y'all. I will warn anybody watching now, there are spoilers. So if you're planning to read and you do not want to know what happens, like Simi's art that you just mentioned is on your read list, we are going to be breaking this down a little bit more detailed. So just a
come back and watch the replay when you have read it. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, so let's I got to jump over to the actual slide for a second. So I got like 11 or 12 slides altogether. The first half of this is really the first issue. That I really,
which I thought was a strong like first issue, but then I felt like it kind of lost its way a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I thought we would first like kind of touch on just the actual the rat queens themselves a little bit and get some thoughts there. So the first two I have highlighted here are Betty and Dee. What did you think about Betty and Dee?
Oh, Betty was so cute. She's super gay, which we love. We love to see it. So, but yeah, she was super cute. But she's kind of one of those characters where I kind of thought like I would have liked her more if the writer could have. I don't want to say like done something different, but like, I think it just would have been more like impactful or more relatable or like even cuter if there was, like he was able to like switch up the kind of gaze or like the way that he was writing it a little bit to make her more cute and gay, like, and more relatable for cute gay girls. So
yeah, I know they tried to fit in a little bit of a love story in these first couple of issues, with another character who's not part of the Rat Queens, but yeah, no, I definitely I agree with that. I think that's a fair assessment. And Dee, I feel like we didn't get enough of Dee.
No, I don't think so either. She sort of was there, but was underutilized. And I'm almost wondering if they put her in there just for like token representation, which also made me kind of, Atlas's crazy face, sorry, kind of feel like a bit sour towards it. I was kind of like,
sure.
I hate when people are just there to be seen and they don't actually utilize the character.
So that's a really good point. Yeah, because I feel like Dee was, out of the four, Dee was used the least amount out of any of them.
Yeah.
Kind of a very insignificant role in the grand scheme of things.
Sure.
And then the other two that we have are Hannah and Violet. What did you think of these two?
I felt like Hannah definitely was like at the forefront. Like she was the writer's favorite, or the one that the writer had the story kind of in their head for. And Violet, I don't know. I kind of felt like Violet was just there as well. But what did you think?
Like I know like Violet, they had played a little bit more of a role like towards the end as she like and spoilers again, but towards the end as she gets like, basically almost dies. And the rest of the team, but I do feel, as you said, like Hannah was the main like focus throughout a majority of this. Hannah was really badass. I mean, they were all badass, but Hannah reminded me of like, especially with the wizardry that she has, the powers and stuff and the magic, reminded me of like Wanda, like Scarlet Witch type stuff, especially because she's in the red. I don't know, everything about it just kind of made me think of that. Very badass, and we see her get pissed off at one point and really go nuts on some villains. So that's really cool. She definitely stood out as kind of the focus out of the four of them, for sure, kind of the leader in a way.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I think she was really cool, but I feel like she was so cool that she did take away from the other characters that had the potential to also be super cool.
Yeah. Hey, we got Jason in the house here, Claiming Comics. What's going on? Jason said, never read Rat Queens, but got to support you guys. I appreciate the support, Jason. Well, if you never read it and you don't plan on it, then this is a perfect show for you, because you can get all the insights right here without having to read it. At least the first volume. So okay, so those are the four characters, right? That's kind of the breakdown of those initial, the main four, the Rat Queens. And that's how the book starts out. And then it immediately, and again, these first couple slides are all more focused on that first issue. But to set up the premise, we have on the left here, there is just this committee, this town meeting that's going on. And halfway through, there's this huge disruption where basically there's basically like a big bar fight in a way. And this guy comes crashing through, as you can see. And then on the right hand side of this, we see all the different like crews or gangs that that essentially hang out together, including the Rat Queens, and they're all being like punished after this whole big brawl, basically. And they're all sentenced to having to like do something for the town as a way to repay for the destruction that they had made. And if they complete, they basically do a mission, right? So they got to do this mission, and it's to help the town out. And they're all like childish in a sense. They're all just like these people that want to party. Yeah, they want to party. They just want to get drunk and then crash a fight or a bar and all that rowdiness. So
definitely. I really liked Obsidian Darkness, the ones at the bottom of the page. I thought that was so funny.
They were great. They all did have, I like that they expounded a little bit on each of them. I know we get a little bit more of the four Daves at one point. And some of Peaches plays a role. I think I have a couple slides on Peaches because I know that some of the main characters there come back a little bit more. But we got Nick's Kicks hanging out. I just clicked Raging in the house. She's got Raging Cajun Comics. And he says, "Hey, yo, man, this guy Justin is putting on the streaming work today. Awesome. Yeah, Nick. Got a few things in the works. I appreciate you stopping by, man. Really do." He says, "Hope all is well."
In demand as Justin, that's for sure. The people want the Justin content.
The Justin content. So these five teams that we see here, it's very very interesting. I was a little like thrown off at first because I was like, what's going on? Like this big brawl happened, and now like, who are these, who are these groups and why are they being summoned to do something? And why are they groups of four? Like what, like I didn't understand.
What does it mean?
Right. Exactly. But I like the four Daves. I just like the name, the four Daves. So basically the Rat Queens get the mission to have to go to take out the this goblin lair. I forget what this is. Goblin. Take out a goblin out of the handmaid. I can't read. Oh, the handmaid cave. I think something like that.
Yeah.
It's small on my screen here,
but Hindman Cave. Rat Queens clearing the goblins out of the Hindman Cave.
Hinman. Okay. So that was their job. So they kind of go off. I wanted to include, so they basically get there. They're kind of bored. They're like, I don't see anything. There's nothing going on. And then out of nowhere, there's this like ninja type villain with these swords that you could see at the bottom left here of these slides that essentially try to assassinate them, right? They try to kill them. They try to take them out. What did you think of like some of these like combat scenes and stuff like that? I took a few screenshots of some of these. But what did you think of this?
They're very like gratuitous almost. Like this panel with the Obsidian Darkness guy. Oh, am I going the right way? There. So I don't know. I mean, cool, but also I'm kind of like, is it adding to the plot? Because I kind of feel like when you have a scene like that for a side character, it doesn't feel, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just feel like that because I'm kind of like, a little bit about the artist.
Right. I was to say, I do think, to some degree, it's a little flashy. Like they're trying to, use gore in a way to kind of, get people's attention or whatever, which I don't think it necessarily needed all the gore that it had. I mean, it's fine, I guess, it's one way or the other. I think it's, and I should say this book's not for children in case I didn't clarify that.
Not for children.
Definitely not for children.
Like there is, like implied drug use, like there's violence, like
bad language,
all of that stuff. So not for kids, not at all. Not at all for children.
So one thing I did like about some of the I like the layout of some of these panels. So like the
Yeah.
one on the left here, I always like and that's for any book. Like I like when the artist can go out of their way to like break up the panels and it's not necessarily always just, squares and rectangles.
Yeah.
So, and I was reading digitally. I know you have the physical book there, but I had gotten it from Comixology because it was part of the unlimited series, the free unlimited stuff. So, borrowing that and checking it out, it looked cool. It laid out cool. It's a little different. So
yeah, I do like this particular panel, which is quite gory, but right there.
Oh yeah, Oh, is that one? I think I have that actually in the. That's like so.
I think I've skipped ahead a little bit, but
no, that's all right. So it's that's like they basically take out this ninja, or they didn't take out. Sorry, the guy you see on the bottom right hand side. Before I go to the next panel, he is like this ninja who basically is like threatening to say that he's going to end them or whatever. And here's what happens to that guy. And there's the scene. I forgot that I added
that. Yeah, so, it was also like son of a kitten.
Yeah. This is what I like about this is one of the cool things about fantasy is that you really can write in anything you want to happen. The fact that they have this random goblin just come in and completely destroy this ninja as he doesn't see it coming at all. And as brutal as it is.
It kind of reminded me of that scene in Game of Thrones with Pedro Pascal's character where he kind of like comes in and then he's just like straight away. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
He's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they get showered with blood. So there's some gore. Oh, speaking of gore, look at this. Perfect timing. Gordon Vidal. Good day.
Oh, hey.
Says when Rat Queens came out, it had a small but loyal audience among indie readers I knew who liked Saga and Sex Criminals. The book didn't interest me enough to read it, though. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
As
I could definitely see that people that were waiting or like wanting more of a Saga fix would be interested in getting this every month. So that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
See, Gore knows everything. I feel like sometimes.
Oh, totally. He brings so much to the table. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he didn't even read this, and he's highlighting some of the community stuff. It's true.
Yeah.
So this is how that first issue kind of ends. We just get this like big monster, completely crushing this villain. So now there's some questions like, who is this ninja? Why did he try to kill us? And now they have to deal with this giant monster, which in the next issue they do take care of.
Yeah. And like pretty quickly too.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
They kind of I think the opening issues of the next opening scenes from the next issue kind of show them handling it rather quickly, and then they see the aftermath of like basically they do their job and then they're returning back to the village to like report, but on their way back they run into the what was their names, the Peaches. So this next slide that I have here, I have highlighted some of the Peaches who are not doing as well. And you can see another one of those ninjas like taking out half their crew, some of them lying there dead. What were your initial thoughts on this whole bit? I tried to highlight here at the bottom, Bernadette and I forget the other one's name, Raska or something like that. But they, clearly they don't get along with the Rat Queens. That there's some ego going on between the two. But what did you think of Bernadette?
I liked her. Like I was kind of like, ooh, like this adds another like layer of dynamic to the story, which I thought was needed. Like I thought it was good. Rather than just being really insular with the queens, it brought in like another layer, which was really cool. So
yeah,
I don't know, and I liked her costume too. Like her outfit was cool. So I like all the Peaches outfits actually. I don't know, because they're all kind of like very coordinated.
Yeah.
So that's really cute. Yeah, whereas like the Rat Queens like aren't coordinated. Man, she really does. Wow, what was her name again? She really does look like Scarlet Witch with black hair. This one,
Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah. She looks so much like Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. Especially, and I took some screenshots of some of the stuff towards the end, and that really, some of those scenes really reminded me of Scarlet.
Yeah.
So Bernadette here. So basically, they come across one of the other groups that we talked about earlier, and they see that they're in trouble. So they help them at first. As there's only 2 of them left, they save them. But as you can see at the bottom right hand corner, they're still going at it because they are not, there, like I said, there's some ego involved. Bernadette doesn't like the Rat Queens. The Rat Queens don't like the Peaches, so they don't necessarily get along. But they all, they all return. I just wanted to highlight Bernadette because she definitely plays a role in this. She comes off as the villain or a villain amongst many. It's a good point that you make, though, that it's definitely an extra layer of kind of where the story goes. Because I was curious about where she stands and like, what are we going to see next from her? And we find out that she's kind of like scheming, right? I mean, she's still trying to make some of her own plans, and some of it is to help the city in a way, but it's also to get rid of the Rat Queens or to, take them out. So I don't know, mixed feelings about her. And then I just kind of fast forward here to basically the results of them killing the big ogre in the beginning. We now see the ogre's wife show up, which you can see on the right hand side there, and they bring an entire army back with them. And I should say, I didn't take screenshots of a lot of this stuff, but like a lot, before this scene here, there was a lot of like partying going on and, some character development, but ultimately, like, I don't know, I felt a little dry at times.
Definitely.
Yeah. Like I do like some of the wittiness. There was some good like wittiness from some of the characters, but ultimately I just kind of wanted to get to the next segment or whatever. But
like you wanted the plot to continue, and it kind of felt like almost like info dumping, I guess, because it didn't feel like the character development and the plot went hand in hand. Like it was kind of like one or the other, and they couldn't do it at the same time, which is frustrating as a reader. So when we get to the bit with the wife, it was like, oh, here we go, back on track now.
right. And they're all just like, this huge mass army coming, and
Rat Queen fan club.
Yeah. I didn't take any screenshots, but I did like the little scene of the guy Dave. I think his name was Dave, and they're like, "Shut up, Dave." One of the I don't know what he was. He was just like a guard or something.
Yeah, he was. Was it this guy here?
He had a few like moments. Let me see.
Was it that guy?
No, that's Sawyer. That's like the dreamy guy that they all kind of like. And he helps out with the town and stuff. Yeah. Dave was like this, like just this random skinny guy. It was in one of these scenes of where this army's like coming knocking. But anyways, so there were some humor moments that had me laughing or chuckling at least. So that helped with the story.
Gary. You mean Gary?
Oh, Gary, that's his name. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. Yeah, there he is. Shut up, Gary.
Nice one, Gary.
Yeah, nice one, Gary. Man, I really should have put him in the slide. That's worth a slide
cute.
right there.
He's definitely cute.
So that's kind of the situation that we get into in the second half of this whole plot. Them getting into trouble. So basically, that's where this huge war scene breaks out, and I don't remember if I. Oh yeah, so I kind of So this is all going on. There's a lot more war scenes than this, but this is like the gist of how it kind of closes out. So I just wanted to get the one part of Violet who gets shot in the neck there, pretty gruesome,
pretty badly.
Yeah. And then that's where I was talking about with Hannah just going off, like her fury and just like. I like how anytime she does the magic, you just she has these words that she says that just are her spells. I like that they actually wrote them out. You can see that there at the bottom. But that top right hand corner, that's Scarlet Witch right there.
Yeah, 100% inspired by Wanda.
Yeah,
like, you cannot tell me that he did not look at like some Wanda content and go, there's my inspiration, for sure. It specifically reminds me of some of the scenes in Children's Crusade that I just read. Because there's kind of this weird like battle as well with Wanda being very pink with the pink background. So it definitely reminds me of that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Any other thoughts on this war scene? Oh, I actually do have one other. Oh, here's the like some close-ups of her actually basically she forces this ogre to beat herself with her own hammer or her own bat, and that's how she
super intense, like not for kids
at all.
Not for kids. Yeah. I don't know. I almost felt like it's the kind of thing that I tend to skim a little bit, just because sometimes I feel like the overly long, like, war scenes can be a bit too drawn out. But then I also understand, like, in a comic, it does, like, give the artist, like, good, like, exposition, I guess. So yeah, but I was kind of like, okay, oh, more gore, all right. Oh, Hannah being a badass. Okay, let's get to the point. Like,
Right. I was going to say there's a big difference between like artwork that truly tells a story versus artwork that's just kind of shock value. Here's some cool stuff and move on, you know? And I think it, you know, when it's done right, it definitely, that's what I look for is I can appreciate when an artist can truly tell a story without any words, you know? And sometimes that's exactly what you need. But I do feel some of these fight scenes were a little overextended to what they needed to be. And again,
I agree.
I wonder if some of it really was more just that shock value, which I think it was. I mean, especially the gore and stuff like that. But anyway, so that's kind of the war scene here. So Violet basically looks like she's about to die. Hannah goes nuts on this ogre, and then afterwards, this is kind of the aftermath of everything.
The epilogue kind of scene, I guess, as well, a little bit.
You know, Violet's in the bed.
I do want to point out as well, I think, because you had it up on that previous slide, it's another kind of moment where Dee is kind of used to just like be there to be seen. The scene where she's like holding Violet's like throat or whatever. I kind of just felt like they were just like, oh shit, we better put her back in there. Like, let's put her here. Let's give her some like emotional levity. And like just put her back in. And I was kind of like, oh, there she is. Hello. So again, it was kind of just like another point at which I was kind of like, okay, they're just putting her there to be seen. Like, they're not actually, at least the artist didn't seem to be like utilizing her particularly well.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like fairly, But then when we get to this like epilogue scene, like it switches. Does it switch artist in this panel?
I don't. Not that I know of. I'm pretty sure.
No, it doesn't. Does it?
Upchurch was on this entire first.
He was. Oh no, it's just because the colors changed. So I was kind of like, shit, is that a different artist? But she kind of gets a bit more time on the page in this like epilogue type scene.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. I didn't take a lot of the screen or just these are the only two I kind of captured from the party and the aftermath. But yeah, you're right. There are a couple scenes towards the very end where she's on the couch by herself. Reading, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then they have the flashback. I forgot about that. So maybe, I mean, that's also part of it. Maybe we get more of Dee in the second trade or something, you know?
Yeah, true.
Because I forgot they really went in depth with the mother or her family, basically, in those last couple of pages. So
they did.
So I don't know what their strategy was there, but I guess I don't know. Just trying to space it out.
I mean, I'll let you know when I finish the next half of this book because this is 2 trades in one. So yeah.
Oh, that's 2 trades. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Oh, I just read the first trade. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine because obviously we had talked about like more than 6 issues is hard to do like within an hour. So I only read to the middle of the book, like to the end of the first trade because they did break it up. Like it says book 2 there, so that's where I obviously stopped.
Oh yeah, okay. That's cool though that the hardcover has the 2. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
that's good. So you know, looking at this, she basically looks like she's about to die, but then you know the magic and stuff that they use, she pulls through, and it seems like everything's gonna be okay. So then on the right, I just took a screenshot of one of the party scenes, as there's definitely a lot of party scenes in this.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, kind of reminds me of this book that I like called Crescent City, where there's like a lot of, it's a fantasy book set in like an urban fantasy setting, but there's a lot of like partying going on in the book, and I'm kind of like, okay, guys, like,
right, like it kind of could be said the same thing about how we talk about the action scenes. Like there's just like a lot of that, and then there's also just like a lot of partying scenes as well. I mean, I know it's their way to like kind of tell a little bit more of a story of the characters and stuff, so we do get a little bit of that. But like you said,
Yeah.
like what did you say? Like a information dump, like
Yeah,
certain
info
sections
dumping.
of info dumping. Yeah, it's like certain sections of the book. It's like, okay, here's a bunch of information, and now here's the action. And then like it's not like a balance. It's kind of like very much hardcore in one area and then hardcore in another area.
Yeah, I do definitely feel like it was almost like the artist was like, I'm going to draw all of these action scenes and it's going to be cool. And then I'm going to draw all these party scenes with all of the character development for you and we'll put the dialogue there and it will be neat. Like, that's kind of how it reads to me anyway.
Yeah, so, no, 100%.
Yeah, because I mean, like a party scene is a very convenient way of getting all your characters to interact and bringing in new characters and stuff because obviously anyone could show up to a party. So
sure. Yeah. Good point. And I think on the this is the I think the last guy that I have here, but this is Bernadette. Yeah, like again, I had mixed feelings about Bernadette. I didn't know what was going to go on because basically they find out that she was behind some of the the dirty work of what she was trying to do against the Rat Queens, and I thought she was going to go or get a punish. Basically, they said like we'll deal with you later, the town. But then this guy, who I don't even remember his name, but he basically like he's part of the town. I forget what he did or what.
Was he on the council or something?
I think so. Yeah, he had some sort of role that he played. But so he basically kidnaps her. No one knows about it, and he's going to use her now for like these spells or whatever it is that he's trying to do. And I think like the very last.
That's the last panel. That is in my book anyway. So it's definitely a cliffhanger because then I think when they were publishing this, Gore might know, but I think they went on like a break or whatever for like 2 months. And then the next issue came out. So it was like a cliffhanger.
Sure.
So interesting that he says like, I want everything to be perfect so that he will suffer as I've suffered. Like, okay, buddy.
Is he talking about Sawyer?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, so because Sawyer's the one that obviously gets like all the love and attention and like he's the perfect man. And then this guy's like, no. No. So I'm interested to see where that goes, to be honest. Like I will definitely finish this up. I also thought it was interesting that Violet was like, I want you to drop the thing with Bernadette. If Betty says it's handled, then we trust and respect her. And it was kind of like that was just like the end of it. And then so you thought like, okay, whatever, like that's the plot point, like tied off. But then it's like, nah, surprise.
Right.
Suckers.
Right, exactly. Let's see. Louis just said something here. He said, does anyone pre-order books online? How long does it typically take? My books have been
it depends on where you order from.
It totally yeah
because a lot of shops will sell stuff but they'll have to order it in from the supplier before they actually ship it out to you, so
depends on your location too.
Definitely
what part of the world you're from.
I'm not sure.
So with the end, one thing I want to point out with this book here, or not this book, but the continuing with the series, actually with your hardcover, does it mention does it mention any other artists in your?
Yeah, it does.
I know
in the front it says
Priscilla jumped in.
Upchurch, Stephen Sejic, and Tess Flower as the artist. So I think in the middle, or like in issue 2, it switches to Sejic. So it switches over there. So that's Stephen Sejic.
Okay.
Yeah, which he just does such stunning art, and then it kind of switches back by the looks of it to Upchurch, and then it doesn't change, and then more Sejic art there.
Oh, nice.
And then
so
he did obviously these panels as well, which is like the character design panels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like the detail.
Cool. Yeah, they're really cool.
So I the reason I brought that up is because I was one of my more current favorite artists that have started to stand out to me is Priscilla Patrates. She is currently writing the AWA one-shot book. Oh my gosh, my mind's going blank. With the car the car that has a ghost rider, a ghost agent inside it, and they're from the past. They come to the future. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what book you mean. Sorry.
Oh man, my oh, now I have to pull it up because now that's gonna drive me nuts. Hang on here, bear with me. Gosh, yeah, I read a lot of books.
Yeah.
I'm like going through my
Jump.
yeah. Oh my god, AWA. Anybody in the chat know? I know Rajan knows because I don't know if he's here now, but the Chariot, the Chariot. Have you read the Chariot at all?
No, I haven't. I haven't read that either.
Okay, so it's a really good. It's only a 5-issue series. I think they're coming out with a 3rd. It's Brian Edward Hill. But anyway, so I love the artwork in this. Priscilla Petrates is the artist, and if you go check out her Instagram account, she's so talented. I love her work. She does commissions and stuff like that too. But anyway, so when I discovered her on the Chariot, I wanted to see what other like, notable work that she's done, and Rat Queens was listed as one of them. So I think that she was. I think she came in. I guess she's not part of that hardcover that you have. So I guess maybe she joined after that, the 3rd volume or whatever.
Yeah.
How many volumes are there?
Well, so I've got 2 hardbacks, and that's all there is for hardbacks. But I do believe that there are also some more paperbacks afterwards that didn't get collected into hardback. So I'm not sure. And I think Dan told me that they did change artist a lot because of that.
The whole thing. The thing.
Yeah. So I'm not actually 100% where she would be. So
okay. So it's done. The series is done.
Yeah, I think it's done. It's not publishing anymore from what I know, but I could be wrong. Oh yeah, I've just pulled up her Twitter. Her art is so cool.
Oh, she's great. She's also just engaging. Like I've shared stuff of hers before. I've tagged her and like reached out to her, and she's very down to earth. Very cool.
Oh, cool.
You should check out Chariot, V. It's very good.
Okay.
It's called The Chariot. It's
yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about it later. But yeah, it's very good stuff. But anyways, so hey, what's up, Fuzzy? We got Fuzzy Dunlop from across the sea. What is up, Fuzzy? Appreciate you stopping in. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of it. Do you have any final thoughts on this? I know you meant will you be reading the rest of this?
I have them, so I will read them, but I don't think I'll keep them on my shelf. I'll probably sell them once I've read them. Just because obviously space is like at a premium, so
yeah, you have to really start to prioritize certain things, right?
Yeah, I don't, and same with novels. Like I generally, if I'm not going to reread something, I will avoid keeping it unless it's something that was like a gift or something. So yeah,
that's fair.
Probably will sell it after I've read it, just because it wasn't what I wanted it to be. And then I just left like a sour taste in my mouth with the main artist on the book, obviously being a dickhead. So,
yeah. Well, hey, maybe the rest of it maybe might win you over now that the artist changes and stuff like that.
Yeah, true.
Like I said, and what you said too, like I do like the idea of a lot of it. It is a cool world and it's got potential for sure. So I anything could happen, as I've said, with these kind of stories. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts down the road.
On paper, it's something that I should like because it does have like a lot of tropes and stuff that I like and like concepts that I like and stuff like that. But for whatever reason, I was like, what does PJ say? You have to.
I understand that you have to prioritize space because I have so many Omnis and I have to pick and choose which ones I get. Totally.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and like you can see on my shelf that I have to leave gaps as well if I know that there's like a 2 or something that's coming, like here with the this way there where that Funko is. That's a space for the Death of Captain America omnibus, and then like over this way there's space for like the next Lock and Key and the next Sex Criminals and stuff like that. So
you're planning ahead. That's good.
Yeah. I try and like when I organize them, I'm like, I know there's going to be another one, so I've got to leave a space for it. So same with book series, I'll leave like gaps on my shelf so that I know that I can fit them in, because I don't want to have to rearrange all the time, which I do rearrange all the time anyway. But regardless, I'm trying to be organized. So
nice.
Ooh.
It is definitely a rabbit hole to go down. If I bought the omnibus, the X-Men omnibus, and that in itself has taken up a chunk of room on my shelf.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's so cool though.
But they're awesome.
And
yeah,
you
they are
like
awesome.
really like got your content out of that omnibus as well, which is awesome. Like breaking it down with John. Is it every week that you guys do the Omni X-Men show?
Yeah, we do kind of a back and forth each other's channel. We're coming up to the end of the first omnibus.
That's crazy. It
the
seems
end of
like
June.
It's gone so fast.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun. So yeah, time flies for sure. Anything coming up on your end, V, that you'd like to share with the people?
Brandon and I are planning to do something when both of us reach 200 subscribers. We're both really close to 200 subs on YouTube. So when we both get there, he'll probably get there way before me. But we're planning to do like a Marvel trivia, like battle royale.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so I asked Jen if she would want to be like a kind of like quiz master as well, and then we could get like the community to like send her questions and stuff like that, and then we can like face off on a live stream, because I thought that would be fun. So we'll see if we get there. That's the plan. That's the only really big thing that I've got planned at the moment. I haven't got any vlogs that I have filmed just because I've been busy with other stuff at work. So that's it. What about you? You got a lot of stuff, obviously. You're the man of the moment. So
I have a couple things lined up. I've been trying some new stuff out. I've been trying to do some pre-recorded stuff. Just trying to get the content out there to new people, and playing with the YouTube algorithm and things like that. So trying to get some pre-recorded stuff done. I started putting out a top 10 list every Thursday that talks about the following Wednesday's new comic book day books that come out. So just kind of a high level breakdown of my top 10 books that I'm looking forward to in the next week. So that's been a lot of fun. I'll have to record another one of those soon. And then on my those come out Thursday mornings, and then Tuesday mornings I try to do something a little more educational. And I'll give a top 5 or top 10 of some sort of advice or something that can help the community, help out a local collector, or with whatever you're doing, or reading. So but I'm having fun with it. I might do a couple unboxing. I just got some I just got some artwork in from an artist who I've become friends with on Instagram. He is amazing, and I won't mention anything yet, but because I'm going to do a video for it. But the 2 characters that I got, they are your girls. That's all I'm going to leave it as. But it is some awesome stuff, and he really did a tremendous job. So I'm going to record that probably today, maybe today or tomorrow, this weekend sometime. And I don't know, maybe that'll be my Tuesday content for this week. But
exciting!
I'm very excited. It's still off of my being obsessed with the current Batman stuff and all that stuff. So that's kind of the influence of it. So I have that, and then Tuesday is a busy day for me. I usually do 2 shows then too, where I do the comic relief with Morbius. We're actually going to have Dan, Comic Chop News, on as a guest.
He told me he was excited for that. So
nice. He brought up the idea of comparing or talking about the divide of new readers versus old readers, and kind of where that sits, new collectors and old collectors, so on and so forth. So just some interesting points of view that we'll bring up, and then I do the Omni X-Men with John's Comics with Kids, which we're on issue 127 coming up, or 126. I'm mixing them up now. I got to look back.
I always intend to try and catch up with you guys, and it just never happens. I'm like, yes, I'm going to catch up by the next show next week, and then I just fall off the radar. So
no, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot to keep up with if you're and you're reading a ton, so it's understandable. You have a lot of different things going on, which is always fun.
It's fun.
Oh yeah.
I do want to do All New Wolverine at some point for our show, because I got the omnibus.
Okay.
Did you see it yesterday on the stream, or had you left the stream by the time I showed it?
I think I saw it. I'm trying to think. I was in and out a few. There's so many shows on last night. Did you post it?
No, I haven't
Wow.
posted it yet.
So someone else
So this
just bought
is-
that recently. I feel like I was
Yeah.
talking to somebody about
Anna
that.
also got it.
Oh, that's
Anna,
it. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she got it. She
Anna
got
Reeves.
the other comic cover,
That's what it was.
the direct market one, and so this is what it looks like under the
Oh,
dust jacket.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Very nice.
so it's
Very
very
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
So I would like to do next time. Not this time around, probably not because it's too short notice. But next time we have like a bigger break between shows, I think we should try and read this omnibus and read the run because it's only like a 700-page omnibus, so we could do like a Laura Kinney like X-Men like Bonanza show potentially. I think it would be fun if we have like a long break between shows because I really want to read it and discuss it.
I like how you say
love
only.
her.
I like how you say only 700.
Well, I mean, I've got
books-
like other. I've got other omnibuses that are like 1,300 pages, so I'm like, this is not that big comparatively for me.
You
so.
destroy books, but for me, that's like a month's reading right there. I mean, I have a whole show on omnibus on one omnibus.
That's true. That's true.
But
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
we could take a
can
month
figure it out.
off one time then, and then come back with reading all of this or something, which would be fun, maybe.
Yeah.
Or do it
Very
over a couple of shows. I don't know. I just really want to do some Laura Kinney content. Like
I was gonna say maybe break it up just for the sake of the content to review.
Yeah.
It is hard to fit so much
Yeah,
into
definitely.
an hour. So I feel like we wouldn't do it justice otherwise. But yeah,
this
very
is my
nice.
girl. I love her. She's fantastic.
You brought up Anna actually so Anna's going to be
Yes.
my guest on Comic Collector Origins following Saturday.
I
So
can't
that's gonna be
wait.
cool
I
too.
think she's so cool. I can't wait to hear her talk. So
Totally. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
and she's so pretty as well. I'm just gonna be like looking at her cute little face. So it's funny when I was talking to Brandon last night, he was like, none of the cute comic girls follow me back. And I was like,
Did he say that?
I mean, I was like, Anna is very cute. So I mean, I don't know what you want me to say, buddy. But
Brandon, he has to stop. He has to stop bad mouthing Joker. That's what it is.
true.
He keeps talking trash. No one wants to be around someone who talks trash about Joker. You know what I mean? Young
So
kid.
Anna, if you ever see this, follow Brandon back.
Yeah, there you
because he would appreciate it a lot. Yeah.
We have Kieran here saying, "Look at that thick book."
Oh yay! Hey, Kieran. Kieran is my friend. He's from New Zealand as well. He's great.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
We often do like fan casting for what we think should be in like future X-Men or Marvel movies, or like discuss the MCU and stuff. So he's fantastic. He's a very nice person.
Very cool. Very cool. Appreciate you stopping in. Anybody here who's catching the replay or you're watching this now, appreciate you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to Victoria, as our next show will be over on her channel. And if you're new to me, subscribe to me as well. Appreciate the support. So we will we'll talk offline, figure out exactly when we can do the next one. May not necessarily be in 2 weeks, but we'll see how we can divide that up and then the choices and stuff. So until next time, appreciate everybody who's hanging out with us. Oh, Joe, we're just closing out, but appreciate you swinging by.
Watch the replay.
Catch the replay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we will wrap this out. So V, as always, I appreciate you. We'll talk soon.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Talk to you guys later. Have a